G'day guys, Shredder here. We are going to do round 2 of the Ultimate Pass, but this time round I'm going to use an 80% ball. So anybody who's won them from the pass and from other tournaments, as well as those who buy ball packs, this hopefully will be helpful for you moving forward. Now of course, I have to make it known that I do use the Ultimate Golf Caddy. But what you can do if you don't use the Ultimate Golf Caddy is you can see the wind direction that I'm using, and you can see the numbers that the caddy gives, and you can take that away and develop, I guess, a list of your own numbers, and that should assist in getting you closer with more consistency. So let's have a look at round 2, and hopefully I can get a few drops here. %, 81%. I've got 64 of them. I might as well use the 80%. Let's have a look. Okay, so first things first, full backspin. See where that's going to drop. Now we come down to green level and we have a look. This is sloping so this is the direction that I'm pulling, is here. So if I turn directly side on, that will tell me that I am pulling downhill. But we also have the issue that short irons are affected more by wind than long irons, woods and drivers. So we have to try and compensate for that, and I find this rather difficult. So if we were in a headwind, I would actually have this shot guide that's coming back to the hole actually further in front of the hole than where it is, but because we're in a tailwind, this is probably pretty good where it is. So if I'm pulling downhill, it's going to bounce from right to left, so I'm going to move it over a little bit. Just this side of the hole, maybe too far. Yeah, so just outside the edge of the cup, that's where I would normally do it. Now we can reverse how far we are in rings from max by counting this way. So that's okay. So we are two there, 3. That looks to be 4.8, 4.9 from max. So I'm going to go 4.9. 3.1, come back to the tee, set the wind arrow up, looking at a 5.5 ring pull. I can come back to this point here. I was just outside right edge before, so add a little bit of right spin. And hopefully the bounce with the wind will correct that. So as you can see, setting up the increments here, set up in the center of the white ring, because the blue tick is not as accurate to use as the center of the white ring. So 5.5, so this is the fourth ring, so 5.5 will be pulling through to about there. Center of the white ring, let's have a look. Not a bad start. So it says I probably could have actually been more on the edge of the cut where it originally was, and I would have been fine. So here, full top spin. Not overly concerned about making the green, but if you are concerned about making the green, add a top spin pin or something like that. That'll get me relatively close. That's aiming at about the pin there. So if we go 2.8, set the wind up, 2.16. Now with full top spin, is usually an adjustment of about 20% more, give or take. So 2.6, you know what? I'm going to go 3 rings from here because I'm going to overpower it too. So that is 3 rings there. No adjust hive is perfectly fine. So again, set up to max Bigfoot. Now this is an 11% ball, so it actually has a little bit more range. So that should be fine there. So again, in tailwind we have to factor in rollout. That's not a wood I would normally use. Okay, so I like to line the shot guide up with the center of my screen, which is that black line in the middle. Not happening this time, but that's close enough. Let's see where we are with 7 rings. Line that shot guide up with the center of the bottom of your screen. Straighten out the other part of the shot guide. Okay, that's too close. Come back to 7.5, and as you can see the adjustment is 1/100th of a ring, so no real change necessary. Pulling slightly downhill, but we have a bit of a tailwind. about a 1 ring rollout. Take a smidgen off the backspin. That looks like a slightly uphill. I'm going to leave that directly in line. Get my 10 increments set up. Like 3. That's about right there. Close but no cigar. Once again, 11% ball is good, so I might use a flight A, lower the wind. Use a top spin. Might actually use a club pin here. Because I want to make sure I get through this round with one go, since I'm doing it so late. Should be another no adjust hive here. Yep. Just use another top spin pin here. Should get me to no adjust hive range. If not, it might be an adjustment of a tick or two. Sometimes you got to take a bit of backspin off because there are some dicky spots in the game. Okay, now the old rule of thumb here was about 0.25 to 0.3, which would be, so that's the multiplier, that is. So a quarter of that is 0.825 of a ring, 0.3 would make it 1 ring. So if I go somewhere about the 0.9-ish mark, that should be fine. That's 1 ring. What I might do is just take off a bit of side spin just to be safe. That tiny little bit. You see that came in the left side of the cup, and sometimes it's very hard to get that accurate pull. It's such a low thing. If I'd have pulled that far but not taken that side spin off, I might have missed. I think we're going to go the pins again. Because this will probably get us close enough to the green for another minimal adjust hive. I think this will be no adjust. Yep, no adjust. Okay. So, backspin I put on first, come down to green level, set everything right. And now we count back. That's 10. That's 13. Bit of a tailwind, but also pulling significantly downhill. So we're pulling further away from the pin. Don't know if that's too close, but we're in a side wind, so a little bit of a tail, but a side wind. Excuse me, nevertheless. Okay, now I'm going to go 2 ticks to the right to compensate for this downhill pull. Make sure I'm happy with that. Yep. Seven. 7.4. Whoa. Could have backed that backspin off just a little bit more. But otherwise, the 2 ticks to the right compensated for the downhill pull, and that would have gone in the hole. .1. Perfect, almost at perfect max range, which is where I like it. Come back 3 rings and see where we are. .1. Now we are going to be pulling mostly flat. Yep, nothing really to worry about there. And during the pull. So a pure tailwind's going to make that roll out further than you think. That's too far, I think. Yeah, I think that's alright. Change this to 3 rings. Alright, let's go with that. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got a bit of a headwind, which is going to push it back a bit. I'm going to put it about there, I think. Put it there, it's going to come back a bit. Yeah, that's fine. Absolute max. headwind will pull it up a bit shorter. Okay. So I know 3 rings back is going to be a 2.61 ring pull, so we need to come back 3 rings so we have room to pull. This way you can get a more accurate idea of what's happening. So I like to pull through the center ring here because that's how you have to make your pull afterwards. So it gives you the exact amount of room that you need. Okay. Now that is right up to the hole, which is perfect. That's what you need. Now we have a lower wind scenario, so I wouldn't go as far as I would with, say, a TP ball here. But topspin has a hell of a lot more wind effect. It keeps coming quite a lot. So I'm going to put it about there and see where we end up. So could have gone over a fair bit further. Nevertheless, relatively solid round, 898, 899, pretty close, small adjustments, and both of those would have dropped. You know, that's how it is. This one I used a fair few pins, but I needed to make sure that I got through to the final round. But that's how I play it. So thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions other than what was already stated, feel free to ask. But you know, I don't really run on a specific rollout set of numbers. I kind of look at the shot arc and I get used to how it's meant to drop, what it looks like when it drops. So if you want to take screenshots of that, whatever works for you, go right ahead. Anyway, like and subscribe. Shredder out. I'll catch you next time. Thanks guys. Bye.